What's up, everybody? This is TeknoBlast. Thank you for tuning in. And the Xbox Game Pass service has just been getting better and better as the months go on. Every month, every week, every day, something new comes into Game Pass, and it just makes the Game Pass service that much better. And for the price, you just can't beat it. You can't really complain about the service at $15 a month. And that's if you get the ultimate version or the ultimate tier of the service. But you know how people can get, people still will find something to complain about. Will find something to say, hey, you know what? This is why I don't like Xbox Game Pass service. And I put a tweet out there the other day asking, hey, if you're a person who does not like it, I would like to talk to you because I want to give you a voice and understand why you don't like it when millions, and right now where it stands, the service has 23 plus million subscribers to the Game Pass service. And I want to understand why people that don't value or don't see the value in Game Pass, I want to talk to somebody. But of course, nobody comes up and says anything. So let me just go through a small list that I came up with to show why people like the Game Pass service. First one I got here on the list is low price for tons of games. There's games for everybody. There's a huge number of games that has a little bit of something for everybody. Just like Netflix. I don't like every show. I don't like every movie that's in Netflix. But there's tons I do enjoy. There's something for me at least. And this goes the same with Xbox Game Pass. There's a little bit of something for everybody. You may not like every game, but the service will guarantee that you'll like something in there. First party games, Xbox games, will land day one. That's what they said from the very beginning, and it's been happening, and they've been promising, and they've been keeping on that promise. Not only that, if you're not aware, first party games stay in the service permanently. They don't get rotated out like the third party games. If you decide to purchase a game, that's whether it stays in there permanently or it's leaving the service, you get a 20% discount on the price. Games are constantly getting rotated in and rotated out to keep the catalog fresh. I mean, that's the value of Game Pass. You're always going to get some new games, and some games are going to get taken out. I mean, it's just the way the business goes. Some games are going to come in, and then some games are going to come out, especially for those third-party games. If you set your Xbox as your home Xbox, then every other account that's on that Xbox will be able to have access to those Game Pass games. Just like the ones, if you have your Xbox set to home Xbox, and you have your primary account purchasing games, and all the other accounts, like say your son's account, your daughter's account, or some other account that's on that same Xbox, will have access to those Game Pass games as well. Now, some people might say, well, those are old games. Some games are, they're indie games. Big third-party developers are seeing the benefit of Game Pass and are allowing their new releases to be added to Game Pass on launch day. For example, the big one that took us all by surprise was Outriders. That was a brand new IP by Square Enix, and what do you know? Xbox fans were gifted this new IP, this new great game. It's been fun to play, and it was on launch, and on launch day it landed in Game Pass. Then not even a couple weeks later, we find out that MLB The Show, which is a PlayStation game, is also coming to Game Pass on day one. So many people that are against Game Pass may fight you continue to fight you, but that developers are seeing the benefit of Game Pass. And as you can see with the perfect examples of Outriders, MLB The Show, they're right. There's a lot of benefit to be on Game Pass, and everybody wins here. There's always been this very clear communication when games are going to be added and when games are going to leave. So again, it keeps that fresh catalog of games in the service, fresh, like I said. That way, more people will see the value in the games in this game service and says, you know what, that's something I like to play. I'm gonna go ahead and sign up. And one of the best things about Game Pass is that it gives you an opportunity to play games you otherwise would never play. For example, a great example is something I experienced: the Yakuza franchise. I heard many great things, but it was just a game or a franchise I would have never bought. Just because there's so many other great games out there that I would purchase first and try out. And Yakuza would be something I would buy probably months later when it was like maybe $10 to $15 at the bargain bin. That's how I would have bought Yakuza. But ever since they threw every Yakuza game into the Game Pass service, I'm right now on Yakuza 5. That's where I'm at right now. And it turns out to be one of my favorite franchises because it's a great franchise. So I'm currently on Yakuza 5, and everything else before that I've already played and completed. And I'm moving up through the number sequence. Now I got number 6 playing, and I actually bought Like a Dragon. It influenced me because of Yakuza games in the Game Pass service. It influenced me to purchase Like a Dragon. So there's a lot of games in there that you would have never thought of playing, but because it's in Game Pass, you'll try it out because, like I've always said about Game Pass, it's a no regret service. You get to play it. If you don't like it, oh well, just delete it. You didn't lose any money. Just you tried it out. You didn't like it. You move on and try something else. And again, it's one of my experiences that I've also had. Ashen was one game that I really wanted to play. I really wanted to like. Found out that it's going to Game Pass. Great. I didn't have to buy it. I tried it, and it turns out it was something that I did not like. That doesn't mean it's a bad game. That doesn't mean it's a terrible game. It just means it wasn't for me. A lot of people say it's good. Hey, good for them. But for me, I didn't like it. So what I do? I deleted it and moved on. So let's move on to the dislikes. Why do some people hate it?
I hate it.
And this is something I had to come up with. This is something I had to look for, because there's always somebody out there who's going to hate on the service. Here are the dislikes. You don't own them. That's like the top one. Of course, you don't. It's a given. You're not going to own the games. Just like when you sign up for Netflix or any streaming service out there, you're not going to own the content. You're pretty much just leasing it, renting it, or borrowing the content there. And that's it. You don't own it unless you really want to purchase it outright. So I don't know how people put Game Pass service on a different level than the music or any of the movie streaming services and say, you know what, I don't like Game Pass because you don't get to own it. You don't own any of the shows that's on Netflix. You don't own any of the movies, and they get a pass somehow. So no, you don't get to own them, and that's okay. Some people really have complained about the price. You know, Game Pass starts at $10 for the normal one. If you just want to add Game Pass to your services. And even at $10, it's still a great price. If you want Ultimate, then, that's extra $5 at $15. You get the console games, you get the PC games, and you also get Xbox Live, which at the end, it's really a great price for all that. But people still complain about the price. Somehow, I don't know how, but they do complain about the price. Now, I've only seen 1 or 2 complaints about this one, but you can't share your games let me rephrase it. You cannot share your games on other consoles other than your console that's set at home at Xbox. Again, that's a given. There's no family share right now. There's no system to share your Game Pass service or even Xbox Live unless your primary Xbox is set as home Xbox. So yes, people have complained about that. Some people have complained about the notice of games leaving. The way I say it, you've had enough time to try it out. And if in 15 days, 15 days before the game leaves, they tell you, hey, this game is leaving, and you're going to complain about it, that is your fault. That is not Xbox. That is not the service fault. That is your fault for not trying it sooner and waiting till the last minute and getting that 15-day notice. Say, hey, you know what? XYZ game is leaving in 15 days. Here's your chance to either purchase it at 20% discount or try to play it before it leaves. If you're going to complain about that, be mad at yourself for not trying a game out before it's leaving. And the last one that I notice is, and this is for everybody, even for me, it's with so many games out there, you just don't have enough time to play them all. That's everybody. I mean, the more games you got, that means the less time you have to play each of those games. All right, guys, so that's what I got. Those were the likes and the dislikes of Game Pass that I try to collect, between what I've experienced and what I've seen on Twitter, which is the main platform I'm on. And so I don't know. I mean, I think Game Pass is a great service. I've had it at the very beginning. I tried it, didn't like it because it wasn't as mature as it is today. Right now, I don't see myself without it. It's a great service for the money that you pay, which I've paid very little because I use Bing rewards to pay most of my months of Game Pass. I would love to hear your comments about this, whether you like it or you don't like it. I'm still looking for somebody to give me some verbal. I want to interview somebody that really dislikes the service, and I want to hear from him without any just toxic fanboyism. I want to hear his side of the story. All right, guys, like I said, put your comments down below and I'll talk to you guys later. TeknoBlast out.